Bill watched as George scooped a spoonful of sugar, dropped it into his coffee, stirred round and round and round, well past dissolution, then stopped, lifted the spoon, knocked it against the rim of the cup, making a ping of metal against porcelain, then paused as a lingering drop dripped back into the cup. Bill spoke as George enjoyed his first sip. George was more attentive to a glossy catalog that was his breakfast reading than to Bill. He snickered as he came across something and held the catalog across the table to share it with Bill. Bill barely looked. George took the catalog back without waiting for a response. George answered without thinking. He covered his mouth and chuckled. Bill grimaced and spread some butter on his toast. George tried to catch Bill's glance, but Bill avoided it. As Bill munched on his toast, George stopped smiling. He watched Bill for several moments. Bill ignored him. George waited, then sat back. George smirked. Bill hesitated, then reached for the catalog. Puzzled, George took the catalog back and started leafing through it. He flipped through the pages. Taken aback for a moment, George looked at Bill. George hesitated, then spoke with cold precision. Bill straightened. George shrugged. George glared at Bill before returning to the catalog. Bill smiled. George continued leafing through the catalog. George ignored him. Bill waved the butter knife between George's face and the catalog to get his attention. George looked up and sighed. He spoke with a note of resignation. Bill folded his arms and sat back in his chair with a self-satisfied smile. George shook his head. George tossed the catalog aside, rubbed his eyes, and leaned back in his chair. Bill took stock of George's comment. George looked out the window. The dark blanket of clouds lifted on a light breeze. With the exuberance of a child released from school, the sun danced in the trees while birds fluttered around the backyard feeder. George looked Bill straight in the eye. Bill remained silent as outside the breezes rose and fell.